more pylon in the front when the attack came, I feel like they would do a lot better.
You need them anyways, right? It's like, imagine if supply depots could shoot, you know? It's like, we have to build them anyways, so...
Yeah.
Well, imagine if a supply depot was actually the bunker.
Imagine if a supply depot could, like, fly and detect and drop units and creep, and, oh, wait a minute, it can. It's called the Overlord. And you build it out of larva? Wow. Wow, Zerg, wow, and you don't even have someone in the top 4? Must be bad players for that race. Anyways.
Well, we're going to see a lot of forces get used here on both sides now. The Immortals actually, on the left side here for MyuNgSIK, are getting much better shots, and they're actually even going to deny a pylon. That Warp Prism is vulnerable, though. He needs to bring that back.
Yeah, these 4 Immortals are doing some serious work here. But, oh, some of the shots actually hitting sentries. That's exactly what MyuNgSIK wants. Now starting to target down these Immortals. 3 Immortals left. He might be able to break through.
A big warp into Stalkers, and I think you're right. I think he will break through here. Those Adepts in the back are not going to save Deer here. And we saw much better Immortal positioning, much better control, because he had a Warp Prism. Deer didn't have a Warp Prism to work with. GG.
Wow.
MyuNgSIK will take the series 3-0.
Dude, he looks great. I think Deer put up like a very good fight. This wasn't like the TY versus Bunny 3-0.
Yeah.
Certainly it was a 3-0, but I think Deer fought very well, and I think that if they played another 10 games, they'd start going 50-50. Like, yeah. I actually think that Deer is pretty close to as good as MyuNgSIK in this matchup. Maybe MyuNgSIK's a little bit better, but yeah, good play by both sides, but MyuNgSIK definitely the better player here tonight.
When I look at that play for both of them, I see the 3-0 and I go, well, if you look at the score tomorrow, like if you look at the live report thread, you just want to see the score, you look at it and you go, wow, it must have been pretty one-sided, but every game could have gone either way. And Deer got very unlucky, especially in Game 1. In Game 2, you know, it's kind of on him because he decided to proxy again. But I feel like in Game 1, you know, he gets scouted, that's a bit unlucky. I felt like that series was much closer than the score will really tell you.
Absolutely agree with you there. Like, Deer was very close to killing MyuNgSIK multiple times. Like, if he holds in game number 2, or, you know, if any of his tech isn't found, there's like a lot of situations that went wrong for him. But MyuNgSIK is really looking strong, and like TY, has not lost a single game to get here to the finals.
That's right. So it's going to be an epic finals. It's going to be TY versus MyuNgSIK, former teammates, as MyuNgSIK did spend some time on KT Rollster. So I want to give the edge to TY here, but this really could go either way, I suppose.
TY's defense has been unbelievable, but MyuNgSIK in every matchup has played so well. I just have no idea who's going to win this. It's so close, these two.
Yeah, it really,
but the thing is, it might not be. We haven't seen them play each other. One of these guys might be levels ahead. We just can't tell yet. I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out in just a few minutes. When we take this 5-minute break, we're going to come back, and that finals, that best of 5, the last Codes spot to be given away and for the preseason here will be decided. We'll see you then.
void beckons.
GSL 開始
Hey guys, welcome back. Artosis here, but not with Wolf. Sojung will be joining me to translate this little pre-match interview.
Hi guys, this is Sojung, the translator. And yes, I am here for a little interview with MyuNgSIK and TY before the finals. Here we have MyuNgSIK right now up on stage.
자, 오늘 결승전에 지금 임하죠. 지금까지 수많은 대회를 치렀습니다만 이렇게 무대에 올라서 결승전 펼친
Let's see how he feels because they were doing, this is the first time on an offline tournament. I'm not getting the voice speed right now.
You might want to just take your headset off.
자, 그러면은 이에 맞서는 결승전의 또 다른 주인공을 호명해 보도록 하겠습니다. 테란에 있어서 최고의 피지컬을 가졌죠.
This is the best Terran out there right now for Legacy of the Void. It's TY from KT Roster.
전태양 선수입니다. 네, 전태양 선수 반갑습니다.
네, 안녕하세요.
뭐 물론 이게 코데스 결승전은 아니고 프리시즌 결승전이지만
This
그래도
isn't the finals for Codes, but it is finals.
정말 중요하다는 거를 저도 뭐 이제 중계진으로 알 수 있는데.
And I guess everyone's feeling that it's really important match right here.
가장 좋은 길이죠.
네, 사실 오늘 결승 전까지는 크게 기대를
I didn't really have much expectations up until the finals today.
마지막이라고 생각하니까 꼭
But now that I think this can be the last time, I want to win and I want to be able to go to Codes.
이게 최근에 지금 몸 상태가 좀 안 좋고 지금 장염인데도 불구하고 아까 전에 지금
And he has some physical conditions right now. He's in a bad shape. But still, he's been showing really good games. And Caster is asking why and how he was able to pull it off.
몸 상태 좀 많이 좋지 않은데.
Yeah, I am in a really bad condition right now.
여태까지 공허유산을 많이 플레이한.
But I've been playing a lot of Legacy of the Void. And the experience has paid off really well in the preseason for GSL. And I've been able to show a lot of it during the tournament. And I think that kind of covered my bad physical condition.
뭐 이제 오늘 시상식이 끝나고 난 이후에 GSL의 그 일정 발표가 좀 있겠습니다만.
And yes, guys, we will be announcing the GSL 2016 after the award ceremony.
이 한 번에 우승상 100만 원과 코드에서 시드 유지권 300만 원. 그 부분에 있어가지고 상대하는 김명식 선수를 좀 어떻게 생각하는지 어떤 상대로 생각하세요?
Asking how he feels about MyuNgSIK.
예전에 같은 팀일 때부터
Well, I used to be in the same team
지능적으로
as
플레이를 잘 해가지고
He plays really smart.
염두에 두고 있고요.
So I've been trying to focus on his play style.
경기인 많고.
And it is an important match today. I'm trying to win
김명식
here.
선수도 항상 보면서 이 상대 선수에 대한 준비가 정말 기가 막히다고.
And MyuNgSIK is known for preparing really well against other players too, opponents.
알았잖아요.
네.
좀 예상했습니까?
Caster is mentioning about his play against Deer.
예상하지 못했는데 1세트
I really didn't expect it. For the first set.
이번에는 또 다른.
But after the second set, I knew how he was going to play out.
이번에
And played against him with a customized build.
전태양 선수는
Let's see how he feels about TY. Because he has his downs, TY. There is, but he's one of the best Terrans right now for Legacy of the Void. And I don't think it's going to be an easy match tonight.
프로토스와 테란 싸움이 좀 이어지고 있는데 김명식 선수가 예상하는 오늘의 스코어는요, 결승전에.
Let's see how he predicts the score in PVT. If everything works out for the first set, maybe 3-1 with me in lead. But if I lose the first set, maybe it might blow a really difficult situation.
테란전에서는 거의 뭐 지지 않는다. 1세트만 잡아내면 3대1까지 나올 수 있다는
MyuNgSIK just showed his confidence right now. He's asking if Protoss is hard. TY says, yeah, Protoss is kind of strong right now. It's against PVTs. It can be a little bit difficult. I think I have to do some more research on it.
오늘 결승전에서 어떤 선수 승리 따내고 코데스에 먼저 올라갈지.
And now let's see who will go to Codes after this match.
All right, thank you so much, Sojung. And we're going to grab Wolf back on here. Looks like neither of them seem too confident, really, in winning this match. So we'll see how these guys actually play the match out. It's like, I think I understand why MyuNgSIK said that he wants to see how set one will go to see if he wins. I think that it might have to do with, he's like, okay, if he can defend what I've got planned for him in set one, then this is going to be really hard.
Yeah, that kind of leads towards where I feel like this series might go. Like, I think the series could go either way, especially depending on what type of MyuNgSIK shows up today in this matchup, because he didn't look invincible in the PvP, whereas TY looked like insanely powerful in the TvT. And MyuNgSIK is a player who historically in PvT has been very aggressive, whether it's a Blink all-in, an Immortal bust, a Void Ray all-in, you know, some sort of even like Warp Prism all-in. He's done all sorts of all-ins. TY is the king of defending in TVP especially, so I feel like their strengths kind of collide in such a way that TY gets the edge. But TY was saying in the interview, just from what I heard of the end of it there, was like he felt like Protoss is really tough right now. He feels like they might even need to be nerfed in the future. I mean, I feel like he's just talking right now, but I have to give him the edge here personally, just based on how these two styles collide.
Based on the way they were talking, I would lean towards TY taking it, because every Terran and Zerg in the world says that Protoss is strong all the time, no matter what the balance is. So, and that's a fact, guys. You can look that up in the dictionary. It's in there. So
race bias is real.
Yeah, I think that TY, with the great defense that he's shown so far, if he can just shut down the early game, his Liberator play has been pretty astounding. And I think that I have to agree with you. I think he's a bit favored, but I think that this can be a very close and good match.
Again, as you mentioned before the break, we actually have both these players advancing with perfect 7-0 scores, 2-0, 2-0, 3-0. Not a single map dropped for either of them. And for Armani, or excuse me, for MyuNgSIK, he faces Deer, Armani, and Zest. He's not played against a single Terran on his road up here, whereas TY has. He did destroy Hurricane just yesterday.
So something MyuNgSIK could have looked into a little bit. I'm sure he knows vaguely what went on there, probably watched the VODs. But overall, I think he was probably more preparing for the PvP today. But I guess we'll see going into this how I don't know. Do you think he's going to play cheesy?
I would say if I were him, or if I were his coach, I would say do not. Absolutely do not.
He doesn't have a coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's kind of alone. You know, he's got to talk to his youngs. He's got to talk to his Kesper pros that he's close with.
Yeah.
Maybe even some of, probably not any KT players going to help him out, but maybe some of his old Prime buddies. Maybe he's talking to Creator about this. Yeah. But I mean, I look at TY here. He just won basically flawlessly in every matchup. He won a TVT, a TVZ, and a TVP. He's shown multiple facets of his skills. He was confident today.
Yeah.
I have to give him the edge.
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. Now, here is the map pool. Dusk Towers, Orbital, Cryon, Ruins of Ceres, Laralac, Crest. Okay, so, I mean, Dusk Towers and Orbital are just like the two very comfortable maps overall.
Yeah.
And with Dusk being game one, because he really seems to be relying upon this, and that was actually a TY pick. MyuNgSIK coming back with Orbital. It's kind of interesting as well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's trying to catch him off guard here, or maybe the build he's got planned is kind of a map-independent build that you can do on any sort of map. Maybe it's a playstyle. Maybe it's like a composition that he's got building going to this one.
Sure. Definitely could be something like that. I like set 3 for TY really very much. Cryon Terraces I find to be, your main base is so big and so droppable, there's no really fantastic way to defend that. So, yeah, I just, the more I look at it, the more I lean slightly towards TY.
I think everybody will here, but MyuNgSIK is going to try to amaze us. He said his first game was going to be really important, guys. It's time to get into that first game on Dusk Towers. This is the Week 2 preseason finals to decide which one of these two players is getting straight into Code S.
Oh yeah, down here in the bottom left, our Protoss player is MyuNgSIK. That's so funny. I'm like just sitting here kind of zoning out, thinking about all the various things that could occur.
Sure, so was I.
Yeah.
I didn't catch you there. And his opponent to the top in red, it's TY from KT Rolster. TY the fan favorite in this matchup by far. He was in his matchup versus Bunny as well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows who TY is. This guy has been a professional gamer since he was like 12 or so.
It's Terran's time.
Yeah.
That's what that says.
Yeah, that's
a really cool drawing. Probably like.
Why is a Gundam pilot on that paper as opposed to a Terran unit.
Well, I mean, I guess because maybe like if you could imagine, you know, if you're like a big Gundam fan, you think like SCVs and all the pilotable things that Terran has. Like, even if you're looking at like single player like the Goliath, or if you're thinking about StarCraft 1, I mean, there's some cool stuff you can pilot in Terran.
That is true. A lot of robotic type of things, like the Marine suit even, to some degree.
Now, these guys are former teammates. But I would say MyuNgSIK's time on KT Rolster was somewhat short-lived. He didn't stay in that team for very long. He actually bounced between many teams, including Spenu, as well as Prime.
Yeah. He has kind of been all over the place. Kind of interesting that he can't really find a team that suits him that well.
Yeah, sure.
You know, there's a lot of various reasons that could be, though. He might just feel better on his own. Maybe he, you know, wanted to travel.
He has quite a reputation in Korea for being very aggressive in practice, and I mean some players are like that, you know. And maybe
what do you mean by aggressive?
Like he gets frustrated easily, could get a bit angry.
Hey, things like that can affect the mentality of a team. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some people can put up with that, and some people cannot put up with that.
And that's why, you know, a team where you're actually Bryce's girlfriend.
Oh, sickest hug.
But that's why something like a team where you're basically practicing on the ladder and you can travel, you've got sponsorship support, and you just use your raw skills and practice some of your, you know, Kespa ex teammates and stuff, can be a really nice fit for a player like MyuNgSIK.
Yeah.
But I wonder, like, what's the cap on the potential for that kind of thing?
Well, and it is a good question. The cap on the potential for it, like, versus training partners and stuff. The thing is, players that we've seen go that route and still do well, Rain, GSL champion, still one of the best Protosses in the world, probably even at this moment when he's already retired.
Yeah.
Like, really kept up with his skill, no problem while on MyUnsanity. Sulky didn't keep 100% up, but kept really up. Innovation kept quite a bit up, but then went back to SK to really regain his throne as one of the best players in the entire world. So it's very hard indeed. And MyuNgSIK, not the level of those guys, but he was definitely one of the up-and-coming Protosses of the last year.
Yeah, he
Absolutely.
really was.
We saw him rise up through Pro League. He had a lot of fantastic games there.
He had great games in Star League, especially, like more than GSL.
Some GSL as well, yeah. Everywhere, all over the place. He actually has really started to rise. He is a Protoss on the move upwards. So, I don't know, maybe being on a non-Kespa team, maybe that's going to work better for him anyways.
Yeah, maybe that's just kind of what he prefers. But taking a look at the state of this current game, we had a little bit of pressure with one Adept, but it was very light. TY still made a bunker for safety, also to stop that potential pyloning.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing even a Banshee come out here. We had a safety Cyclone, as TY likes to do, and now he's going into the Banshee. An Oracle will come in here to harass, though. He's got plenty of Marines, and if that Cyclone locks on like this...
Ooh, that's painful.
He's going to lose vision. Oh, no, he's not, because there's a Marine down there. Nearly kills it.
Yeah. Does get out. He actually made a second Oracle, definitely important to point out, and he actually is making a Phoenix, and I believe that this Phoenix is probably going to be to lift up that Cyclone so that he can fly into that back natural and get a lot of kills. Now, that is...
It's very technical.
Yeah, it's a very technical move. If the Marines stay put where they are, this move could be deadly. And he might actually just go in ahead of time. Like, 2 Oracles do kill a Cyclone if they get on top of it.
There's like 3 Marines there to support. He's going double robotics, mind you, behind this. All right, he's going to focus on that Cyclone, but there's a lot of Marines to support. I don't know if I agree with this decision. He's going to lose 1 Oracle right off the bat. And what is the Phoenix going to accomplish now? You know, he's actually continuing to build Phoenixes. What if he goes Phoenix Colossus or something like that? That's what MyuNgSIK did a ton in this matchup before.
That's true.
He's making so many gateways, though. I don't understand the second Robo anymore. He has a fast third base.
Yeah, no, the double Robo is, like, he didn't make a support bay, right?
Nope.
So double Robo is just for Immortals, but he's added this many gates, which means he can't, like, how many probes is... Wait a minute.
He has I was 61 probes.
Yeah.
He got a very fast third Nexus while we were, like, talking about his team history.
Yeah.
He can, with double Robo, he can produce Immortals, Warp Prisms, Disruptors. I mean, he's got a lot of potential to... The Robo time is no longer as much of a premium, as you like to call it, with this.
And, I mean, double Robo isn't, like, super uncommon. It's just, like, this early to grab that and all these gateways. And I guess that now that his probe count is this good with such a quick third Nexus, he can kind of afford it, but...
He has really kept TY on the defensive, and that's really starting to play into his hands. I mean, he's got triple MyuNgSIK, he's got a larger probe count. His economy has been stronger for a long time. TY is only just now really securing that third, and even with triple mules, with a 20 harvester lead, you're having a better economy. You know?
And, by the way, the more I look at this, the more I like it. Like, the double Oracle pins Terran for a little bit, and now that he got the double Robo, he was actually able to produce not only a harassment warp prism, but also, yes, we see it, Observer. There is a Widow Mine there and a, and a warp prism, but he's been able to make enough observers now as well, which is when you go Robo second, sometimes you don't quite get enough observers to really see everything, and it's really important because harassment's so important in Legacy of the Void. So, kind of cool.
Yeah, it really reminds me of what we used to see from Rain a lot, the mass observer style.
Yeah.
All right, well, this drop with 4 Adepts here is going to find some damage no matter what, but Escape is critical here because he does not want to lose these units for 2 SCVs. Looks like he's just going to focus over here, but there are several Liberators there in order to block his
path. And a point defense drone. How much do you like that? He's like, oh yeah, there. Stalkers are what hits this, right? So I'll just put a point defense drone. I'll get a Raven. This is really cool stuff by TY, who, by the way, just started 2-2 as 1-1 gets started from MyuNgSIK. So there's some great stuff going on for him. And if we don't get some splash damage coming into MyuNgSIK's army, I'm going to be a little bit nervous for him. But he is making a hell of a lot of Immortals.
He is, and he's actually getting the attack speed upgrade for his Adepts, but he has very few Adepts on the map currently. Now that can change because they're very cheap, and when you have a ton of gateways on 4 base, you can pretty much mass produce them and even actually reinforce them into your warp prism. But this army that's coming across the map is going to be tough to deal with without AoE once it hits 2-2.
Certainly it will be. The Terran ground armies, Protoss ground armies are so much better with the Adept, and, the Immortals are actually pretty cool with that new Hardened Shield thingy that they have, whatever we call that.
Barrier, I think, is what it's like technical term.
Okay. Well, that helps a lot versus Marines if Marines start targeting him. So, he can still kind of fight. It's the Liberators that are going to be really scary.
Yeah. Okay. Wants to hold on to those observers if he can. Good blink here, and he's just dominating this bio with a gateway army with Immortal support. It really reminds me of, I don't know if you remember this player that used to play for Incredible Miracle called Ruin.
Yes.
He was like the only other player that really would make Immortals like this.
Yeah, he would get lots of Immortals. In fact, you and I might have cast some of that together. It was really cool stuff.
He's just going to give it up. He's like, all right, you can have this pile. That's fine.
Yeah. I do like that TY is trying to get some harassment done with, just like a single unit across the map, keeping more of his army at home as MyuNgSIK is posturing very aggressively. But we do have reactor Liberators going on right now, as well as a second starport on the way.
I feel like I'm starting to understand more of what MyuNgSIK is doing than I did initially. He's abusing the fact that we saw TY have this same sort of mindset just yesterday versus Hurricane. Is he's abusing the fact that when TY does go for these Liberators, he always keeps a small Bioforce trying to pressure, but that Bioforce is weak to Mass Blink Stalker. It's not going to be able to compete with that much Gateway Army, and he keeps his Liberators before they have critical mass at home. So every time the Bio moves out, he can challenge it, he can stop it, he can blink forward, he can use his Immortals, and with the Immortals, it's basically a Stalker army with Immortal support. And he could basically just keep the harass away from him. And if he gets enough of a lead, then he can finally have enough Stalkers actually blink under and kill those Liberators. And he's trying to kill the Bio first or keep it at a small count.
Yeah, it's some cool stuff. And just keeping so aggressive with that army makes it so that he can't harass too much. So here we go, actually. TY sneaking out with some units, going after this Nexus. And he is going to take down this natural Nexus.
Down it goes. The Stalkers blink away awkwardly here. Some of them actually get caught still.
Oh, the Mothership Core actually just falls for nothing. Just floats into range and dies off.
And most of the medevacs, it looks like in fact all of the medevacs will escape. A huge trade here for TY, the king of medevacs today, no doubt about that.
Dude, seriously, look at this guy, okay? He's got his 4th base now against MyuNgSIK, who's having a very hard time with that. Just lost one of his 4 bases. His upgrades are ahead. He started at +3 now. He's getting lots of Liberators, even adding the Planetary, which I really like, as his 4th.
Yeah, there's Psystorm has finished. There are a few High Templar on the map. We just see that Ghost Academy coming down. We saw TY built a Ghost Academy versus Hurricane yesterday, but it didn't really amount to anything. We'll see what actually occurs with that, if he tries to nuke in this late game that we're approaching here, or if he's just simply going to use it for EMPs versus such a heavy Immortal army. I wouldn't blame him.
Oh my god, and their drop coming down here at MyuNgSIK's 4th base, going to blink in with these Stalkers, and while he gets the medevacs, that's going to allow this Nexus to actually end up dying off.
Just barely.
Kind of surprised he targeted the medevacs there.
Yeah, I think he thought maybe they would outdo him. That was only 2 medevacs there. Scan eliminates this Observer, which is pretty frustrating. It's hard to attack the location with this many Widow Mines underneath Liberators. You do not want to fight that with any sort of unit comp.
Look at that. Seriously, Widow Mines under Liberators, very difficult to deal with for Protoss players, but look at this. He does have Psystorm here blinking forward. He's going to go for it. He has his Immortals coming up. Some nice Psystorms do end up going down here.
And this window is unlocked because of that drop where he threw away 2 whole medevacs of units, and that means he's got enough Protoss here to break this small bio with Liberator support. And if MyuNgSIK can continue the push, this is going to be so strong. He needs reinforcements, though.
Well, he's blinking forward with these Blink Stalkers once again, picking off these Liberators. Looks like just barely. SCV's actually having to be pulled right now, setting up another Liberation Zone, and the Immortals are almost gone. TY may be able to end up holding this.
It looks like he just barely will with the Immortals gone. He blinks forward here. The SCVs are trying to zone. He targets on the Liberator, which means the Marauders can do more damage. This is +3 now finished for these Marauders that are all so low. Just 2 medevacs left to help keep this army alive. The Widow Mines are on cooldown. Another medevac comes.
Oh!
30 SCVs died during that, though, and I'm not sure that Mules can prop up this economy anymore, even with a Protoss that's basically on like 1 mining base right now, 1.5 with a long distance.
Yeah, he's actually, I guess MyuNgSIK is hurting despite the ridiculous amount of probes. Can TY actually sustain himself here? He's making 3 Liberators at a time right now. If these come out with these Widow Mines and this set of bio, he might be able to do something.
The issue is there's no AoE damage here anymore. This is now just pure bio versus gateway units with a few adepts. He just needs to get the rest of his bio together here. The Widow Mine's not helpful.
Ooh, great force fields right there, allowing him to pick off a little bit more of this Terran army. Does have a Nexus on the way, but that means he can't warp in quite as many units.
Those Liberators need to get up your post haste right now. So much damage being done to this bio army. The force fields are doing so much for him here. We're really seeing sentries utilized on Legacy of the Void much more than they were at stages of the game like this. The Planetary is helping keep TY alive right now. And with the Mules dropped, he soars in economy. You can see him like going up to like 1,500, 1,600 at times, and that's really what's keeping him alive.
Yeah, he's still holding on tight. 3 Liberators set up right there. He has that Planetary on the left as well. Stimming forward, doing what damage he can, and running back. TY holding on.
I think TY should almost entirely cut out Marauder production, go more Marines, and go spend every single resource he can on the Liberators to help push this back. Because there's really very few Storms left in this army. There's 2 High Templar right now. If he could just split against those Storms.
Now look at that, very nice little touch there by MyuNgSIK, putting 2 Blink Stalkers up top to try to hurt these SCVs a little bit. He did a good job there, but here we go, actually blinks forward. As soon as those units are out of position, a nice flank here by this Terran army. He's going after that Planetary, but it gets repaired, and he gets pushed back.
If that wasn't a Planetary, this would have been a win situation for MyuNgSIK. The Planetary keeps TY alive, allows him to reposition those Liberators.
Look at this, he is just barely holding on. Steps in Liberation Zone, pop, down goes a Stalker. Such a close game right now. MyuNgSIK blinking forward, wants to take down these Liberators right now, targeting them, and TY has to pull back.
He has to pull back here. The Widow Mines are all gone now as well. Again, that Planetary keeping TY alive. It's on life support right now, but the problem is that that base is up. That scan lets you know that TY is aware of this as well. He's like, oh, he did get that base up. He does have it up now, and the economy is starting to outpower TY here.
Well, right now, oh, beautiful targeting on those Widow Mines for MyuNgSIK, pushing forward right now. TY trying to get that Observer, not quite able to, but he does have a drop at the 4th base of MyuNgSIK. This represents almost all of MyuNgSIK's economy, so this drop is huge. MyuNgSIK may have to finish now.
Yeah, all right, looks like he's going to try for it. TY knows this is going to lift up his orbital now. Force Field goes down the ramp to try to prevent this orbital from escaping, and it looks like now he's just trying to decide, do I have the firepower to break this Planetary with 2 Liberators? He's really trying to think about it right now. Looks like he's going to go for it. He's got 2 Immortals and a lot of Blink Stalkers. I think he can break this, but here comes the bio. It says, no, you cannot.
Yeah, you don't want to fight against that. Look at that, 35 probes have gone down. In the meantime, he has to do a warp in at home to make sure he saves that Nexus. Okay, he's got that base all set. The 4th Nexus was never actually killed either. It was just the probes that were wrecked.
One of the big issues that I feel will win TY this game, I think he's won the game, is the lack of AoE damage. We saw a few high tempo, we saw a few storms, but they did not hit home. The planetary protected him, and now he doesn't really have any AoE damage to speak of.
That is true, and he's down to just 2 Immortals. That was a backbone of his army. That's really a big part of his pushing power. But as more and more Liberators are getting set up, this is looking better and better for TY.
Especially because of that drop. Oh, that base.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it sneaks over there. Let's see if maybe MyuNgSIK can have a miracle win in this fight. It's 3-2 to 2-2 as far as upgrades go. A lot of Marines here just will not be killed. There's way too many medivacs healing, and I think this is just going to be game over. GG.
Whoa. Oh my God. Spread the word. Carrier pigeons, smoke signals, whatever you have to do, that TY is playing games that are just out of control right now. It looked like he was dead.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going to die to that push, and he just barely held on, pushed back, retook the front of his base there with Liberators, with Widowmines, with sniping observers, you know, with some great micro. I am getting the sickest chills tonight over and over. These two are out of control good, but it looks like TY might be the better player.
We saw a few moments where MyuNgSIK could have won that game, could have finished the game. He was just never able to get into a position to do it, not because he was making mistakes, but because TY was playing his damnedest well to hold that planetary, having just 2 Liberators to hold it. Every time it looked like MyuNgSIK was going to commit to it, he hesitated, and by that time the force field's gone. You know, TY can come in with his bio and protect it. MyuNgSIK's idea of the mid game is really good as well, because basically he's like constantly trading with TY's army in a similar fashion to how TY was doing that versus Bunny, just constantly trying to snipe army units, harassing the army because he knows the Liberators are at home. And during that moment, that's when the Bioforce is vulnerable to a mostly Blink Stalker army with a few Immortals and Adepts to support him.
Really cool. And by the way, what you said there about just force fields and sentries being like worth so much more than what we've seen in a very long time in the matchup. Awesome. I'm loving it. You know, just a few strategic force fields and a Guardian Shield. I mean, you always see the Guardian Shield, but the force fields really were very important during a lot of those early fights as well.
That they were. All right, what a great game 1 to start the series. We're going into game 2 on Orbital Shipyard. MyuNgSIK versus TY to decide who is going to be the second player seeded in Code S.
Our Protoss player in the top right, losing a close and hard-fought game. It is MyuNgSIK.
And his opponent to the bottom left in red, it's TY. Has not dropped a single game this tournament. And he
crowd is slipping out over him too. Like
he was on his last thread of life in that game. He was walking on a knife's edge, and he made no mistakes, and he played perfectly and survived.
It was insane. It was amazing, and like that counter drop is what sealed it. Like he's like, you know what? This is when I sneak out 10 supply to go ruin him, because I know every ounce of everything he has is here. Just fantastic. By the way, during the interview they were saying TY is in poor condition for health, I guess. And I'm not sure exactly why that is, but imagine if this guy felt like $1 million today, what this would look like.
Yeah, he did look a bit sick when I saw him, you know, in the makeup room earlier.
Yeah, maybe he has a bad. It's that season. Like I had a cold a few weeks ago, and I am still coughing and sneezing. I feel pretty good, but you know it sticks with you for a while.
It does. It's hard to recover, and you know, commentating is one thing. You know, we can get our voices messed up and things like that, but you know, the mechanical skill of these medevacs, drops, and the things of that nature, like, becomes so much more affected by even, like, if your stomach felt a little bit funny, you know what I'm saying? Your mentality as well in a longer series like this, a best of 5. We're going to see that Reaper Scout. He often waits because he's likely to lose the Reaper to Adepts, so he waits until, like, the tech would be built sometimes before he goes in.
Yeah, not too bad of an idea, but with MyuNgSIK's placement on that Mothership core, he shouldn't be able to actually scout. Like, those two pilots spread on this map like that, if you just throw down the pylon overcharge, kills the Reaper before he can actually get in. So, oh no, is he? No, I guess he is keeping the mothership core at home. So, might be a little bit hard to figure out what's going on, but that's okay. TY playing very safe. This bunker, by the way, Terrans, everyone should be doing this at the bottom of their ramp.
Otherwise, you're going to lose your depots.
Yeah, Protoss is very, very dirty if you don't do that.
I think that MyuNgSIK was considering going to check out and see if that was an opportunity, because he sent the mothership core out, and then he saw that with the Adept, and he was like, oh, no, it's not going to work. We do see a Stargate coming up. No surprise for MyuNgSIK. He loves his Stargates.
Oh. And you were right. He saved it until tech should be up, and he actually saw the tech. And that's fantastic. What a great usage of that Reaper. That is really valuable that he saw a Stargate there.
Yeah. A bit lucky in some senses, because if the Stargate was like a little bit further back, he wouldn't have. But we saw him do this yesterday, where he just was not going to send it in until he thought the tech would be there. Saw him do this on this very map, in fact. Now, Twilight Council coming up next from MyuNgSIK. Probably going to be for Adept attack speed. And he's going to use that to hold this third base while he harasses with the Oracle.
Yeah, I think you're very right about that. By the way, I just thought of something. Like, I would love to see someone grab a Sentry early into Oracle against Terran, because like everyone's using right now, like this is super popular to get one Cyclone. You just have like a fake Oracle going at the same time.
Oh, that's smart.
You'd wreck that base because they have Marines at one and Cyclone at the other.
Cyclone's not having any of that hallucination business over there. But we're going to see that first Oracle arrive now, and uh-oh, there's not a single unit at this base. He is sending it over now.
By the way, Wolf, a second Oracle on the way again, as well as that super fast third once again. MyuNgSIK staying with that same type of build, even getting the blink right away. So it looks like this is like his strategy, and maybe that's why he was saying if I lose game one, it could be a very tough series.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen exactly what I'm watching here, but it seems really strong, so I'm sure he's very confident with it, but TY, man, another level.
Instead of the Resonating Blades, though, 5 more gateways in blink. It's almost like we're seeing what we saw Parting do with a fast third base that was mostly empty into like a pressure on the Terran.
Okay.
I think we might see something like that with this blink. I mean, I think he's just going to simply attack into TY. Oh, a Cyclone for an Oracle could have been worse.
Yeah, I think you're like just okay. It's like if you have 2 Oracles and you lose one, it's all right, as long as you still have an Oracle for scouting and things like that. And now it makes that type of thing a little bit easier. You know, some Terrans that leave that thing patrolling their base all game makes it hard to get a Warp Prism in. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
You cool with it?
I'm cool with that.
All right.
Now, Stim and Combat Shields was as well as +1 coming up here. The gates are finished, but full pro production still from MyuNgSIK. He's not cutting any. So it looks like this might just be a comp he's building again instead of a timing attack, which I initially thought this might end up being.
Yeah, just the gateway explosion, and taking a look at it, he is already up at 60 probes, so to have this many gateways, at least we know that he's not going to die to any attacks. Like if TY moves out with full force as, you know, his upgrades finish, like having this many gateways for this long, there's going to be a really large amount of supply out from MyuNgSIK.
Now, Korean Observer just pointed out that that's quite a collection of gateways powered only by 2 pylons, so that could be an issue later on in the game with TY's proclivity to use drops, because that's basically all of his gateway production in one location. So keep that in mind. If he kills that, things could get out of hand. He will have to send his army back. He can't defend with warp ends.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried. That's a tasteless pylon next to that artosis pylon, so he's probably fine.
He will be okay. He's just trying to use these stalkers to deny the third base. This isn't an all-in. This isn't a timing attack. It's simply just pressure, and it's going to make this third base impossible to take. This small count of Marines, while he's teching up to those expensive 1-1 upgrades and the Liberators, is not enough to hold this base.
And now he's stemmed, and they're all yellow, orange, and red.
No medevacs.
Like, you set up Liberators here. That's the best you can do, and like just like if he wants to blink in to kill him, your Marines stem again and have almost no health.
The biggest concern is, you know, the Observer. If he could kill that, it would be huge, because the Observer will allow these Stalkers to go somewhere else. And I feel like if he went to the west side, or the east side of this base and blinked up the other side, that'd be so strong.
Look at this move. This drop could be so fantastic. Oh, man, this is some great play by MyuNgSIK.
Okay, here he comes into the backside.
Oh.
Turret denied. 2 turrets even. He's got another one, so he couldn't swing around the other side. I really would like to see him try to blink up around the other side of this base, because if he did that, I think he could...
Like in the main or something?
Yeah, either that or just kind of on the other side of these liberation zones. Like come in from the other side of the third base.
Oh, okay.
This Warp Prism actually, you didn't see that totally.
Oh.
Good reaction time, though.
Yeah, very good that time.
Doesn't
want to lose that.
TY was sent out his first 2 harassment liberators, and he's done quite well with them yesterday. I would expect him to do a lot of damage here as well. The Mothership Core, I'm not sure where it is. It's important right now.
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's over the main base right now, but I guess we'll have to wait. Where is it? This is actually very important. If these liberators set up right, like the stalkers are all in the middle of the map.
Okay, he's going to actually stim out with his bio now. Doesn't like it ran into the stasis ward, which I think MyuNgSIK was hoping would occur. Cannot fight this.
That stasis ward was actually wonkily set up to the left. Like
it
was way too far to the left.
left.
All right, does actually get to blink in here and takes down that liberator in a matter of seconds. Another liberator sets up in like a hilarious position.
Yeah, I think that was just a misclick too. I was trying to do something else with this one.
Yeah, not sure about that one, but okay.
It's like trying to use Nathanius' technique. That's not it.
Yeah, no, that's not how you do it.
Well, we do see this patrolling adept will spot this push coming. And here we go. He's going to set up for it. Psystorm finishes in seconds.
Yeah, he has 2 immortals as well. It doesn't look like he should die to this.
I think he should be totally fine.
Yeah. With that Psystorm finishing just now,
I think
he should be fine.
I think he brought the Liberators with this too, though. So let's see if he can actually set up an attack zone. I know he has at least some of them with it, I believe. No, it's Medevacs going across. We
I guess
get a shot
he didn't. All right, well, he is going to go ahead with this drop. No, that's not somewhere you can drop, but oh, there's those 2 pylons.
Yeah, that's a big, big thing right now, because if you kill those pylons, it means you can hit the 4th base. Like, if these Stalkers die and he kills those pylons, it means no more reinforcements. 15 health left, and the probes are dying.
This looks like one of my games right there. That is so painful. He is losing a lot of probes while he's actually microing over here. Looks like he didn't notice.
Yeah, he didn't realize for a long time. He has moved them now, or no, actually he hasn't. There's just, they're all dead.
Oh, dude, that's so painful. 9 probes over there and 3 stalkers, and now TY dropping the hammer, running in here to this 3rd base location. The stalkers having to blink down on top of everything. Widowmine's coming up for that flank.
Now, the question is all of this harassment and all of this trading worth it? This is the most damage I think I've ever seen a player do while 30 supply down. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's massively down in supply, but he's still just finding damage everywhere. 17 probes just died, and they're being replaced 4 at a time. It's costly to replace. He's actually taking now a 4th base to the bottom right of the map as well.
Is right now he on 1-1 or 2-2? The Protoss.
Protoss is on 1-1, I believe.
Okay, because 2-2 is about to finish for TY, and that's really quite a big deal to be up 2 upgrades against Protoss.
And I think it's just because he doesn't have enough gas to start the 2-2. I'm talking about MyuNgSIK here.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I never saw 2-2 start. But
I don't think so.
I mean, with all the expensive stalkers he's been producing, I mean, look at his comp. It's almost pure stalker. And High Templars, 3 of them going to die. 450 gas, and the wishes he had right now gone in a flash.
Yeah, that's really incredibly painful that he lost that. That was 3 High Templars, you sure?
Yes.
Oh my God.
All 3 of them High Templar are there.
That's really terrible that he lost that, actually.
That's really bad. I thought there were Adepts at first, but when we got him clicked on, uh-oh. TY is the only person who's used the Battlecruiser jump in like Korean pro gaming history, right?
Yeah, yeah. Now, well, as much as I would love to see that, Wolf, I love your optimism. I think it's going to be for Liberator range.
Actually, I just want to see BCs so bad.
Yeah, no, that if he makes BCs and jumps them to kill MyuNgSIK, like flanks like a running away army.
It will literally have been the best Legacy of Void game of all time.
Yeah, like even though we know the game will be out for another 10 years or something, it's like, no, we're never going to catch that. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. He's got 3-3 on the way, 2-2 on the way for MyuNgSIK.
Ship weapons as well.
And yeah, and TY was getting a Ghost Academy, which we didn't even mention. So we should be seeing some ghosts pop out for some EMPs, which are just fantastic still, of course.
There's the Liberator range upgrade.
Yeah, looks like a dart gun.
And ghosts are on the way, as you mentioned. There you go. Advanced ballistics.
Liberator range by 4. By 4. By 4. It's more than Colossus range.
Yeah.
We should get +4 on Colossus range. I guess Lurkers would suck. Never mind.
I just want to point out, because it's actually on screen right now, is the only thing in production is that 2-2, so he didn't have it yet. And it's the only thing that MyuNgSIK is making right now because he's maxed out. And he's finally, I was about to say, he's got the money. It's time to get that Tempest Tech going, or he's going to be hurting in a few minutes here.
Yeah, no, in fact, he needs that Stargate. Look at this, a nice little stem up from TY into this third base. It probably will turn around. There's a lot of units there, but on this map specifically, Liberator range is great. The place he has his Liberator right now, you actually aren't going to be able to kill that with ground units. You actually need to make like a Phoenix or something to go over there and chase it out.
Yeah.
So just something to mention that's really going to be annoying from MyuNgSIK very soon here.
Okay, those ballistics are finishing. We're going to see cannons here help to defend this base, but he doesn't have anything nearby, so I think even with the cannons, with the pylon being gone, he's just going to take this base out, but it's going to cost him some bio here because this army is not protected by Liberators, and this is the trade-off of going for a mass Liberator comp, is that your bio can't even deal with gateway units as well, but it looks like he will push that back.
Yeah.
Kills the Nexus, meanwhile.
Yeah, that's a big kill right there, and the Liberator denying all mining at this base right now. MyuNgSIK maybe a little bit too aggressive with that blink forward over there, and now he's getting pulled apart around the map. Losing that Nexus, losing the mining there means that Stargate Tech is not something he can really afford right now. He doesn't want to be making Phoenixes, but he has to.
Yeah. Now this this sort of blink micro versus the bio will allow you to crush the army, which is kind of what I was going for, but if you blink on top of it, then you can't, then your stalkers die. All right, here come those Phoenixes. Now, I think if he actually just engages 2 Phoenixes, he wins this fight, right?
Yes, he absolutely wins that. So they do have to run out of here. Yeah, leave 1 up and leave 2 next to it. He's going to bring more Phoenixes to have to deal with that. But, hey, that's a lot of supply he's having to spend and a lot of lost mining time. You know, lost mining time is something we've always mentioned in StarCraft, but in a situation like this, where he's barely mining anywhere, Legacy of the Void, it's a bigger deal.
All right, good Phoenix split here, but he needs to split him a little bit better. Still 2 taking that bonus damage, that splash damage. 1 Stalker joins the fight for a second. These will be eliminated. Now, gas is the name of the game here for TY, and he's losing these expensive Liberators right now. He can't be doing that.
Definitely very important, but let's not forget, we have not seen MyuNgSIK harassment for minutes. TY has been completely free to mine whatever he wanted. He's doing a great job right now. He has 5 bases. 2 of them are relatively new, so he's definitely got minerals over there.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This is going to be the real big push here. EMP's leading the charge here against these Stalkers.
And Archons.
Oh, and even hits the High Templar. Now, what's in that War Prism? There's 3 High Templar in there. They need to get those Storms out, and they do. The Stalkers can blink forward here underneath his Liberators, but there's not much support for them. I think this might actually just be game over for MyuNgSIK.
TY crushing MyuNgSIK in this game. I can't get over how good this kid is.
Insanely good. The best player in Legacy of the Void right now, bar none.
If we redid DreamHack, he would be the winner, for sure. Like, he has been playing out of his mind. These moves are incredible. MyuNgSIK has looked, he's actually, he's in, sure, the finals, so it's easy to say this, but he has actually looked like the second best player in this tournament. And it's like TY was getting warmed up in game 1. Okay, he almost lost. He fought back. In this game, just tooled MyuNgSIK over.
Just destroyed it. And I feel like, I mean, that engage was desperation, frustration out of MyuNgSIK. He did not need to engage there. He could have given that base up. He could have given that position up. The ability to transition to Tempest was there for a brief moment, but he went for Phoenixes instead. And then, but I feel like he kind of had to, right? Because if your Tempests are too slow, he was never able to build up a high Tempest count because that's going to be how you push the Liberators away. Fighting the Liberators head-on with a blink forward and Psystorm, not really going to work out. He also had his 3 most important High Templar that were going to flank with the High Templar in the War Prism EMP'd, and several of his Stalkers were EMP'd, so most of those Stalkers were still recharging shields when they blinked in, which means they died even faster.
It was crazy, man. That many long-distance Liberators sieging you up. Like, that was a hard engagement. He had to get those Storms off. That EMP was so clutch. The fact that he went into Liberator range and EMP, and, like, he was perfectly defended. He had his sensor towers up. His harassment was on key the entire time. Every time he saw, he's like, oh, this is just Stalkers here. Okay, run up stim, kill a few Stalkers, run away.
Yeah.
It's like, TY, you're everywhere. This is crazy.
Insane.
Okay, I guess we're going to go to a quick commercial break.
Seems like we are.
We'll be back shortly.
and I am the maid, and I'll make you see the reasons of my fate. And I am the old man, but I feel my youth, and I'll make you burn for not telling me the truth. And it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you do. There's something coming after you. This is the end of the world. This is the end of all. This is the end of our dreams, the end of all time. This is the end of the world. This is the end of all. This is the end of our dreams, end of all time. This is the end of the world. And I'm always wrong, and I am the right. And I'll take your fortune in the shadow of the night. And it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you do. There's something coming after you. This is the end of the world. This is the end of the world. This is the end of my dreams, the end of our time. This is the end of the world.
The void beckons.
This guy is out of control good, just slaughtering innocent nerds left and right.
And now we're going into Prion Terraces, a map that, you know, it definitely is good for Adept Harass, but he's going to take those gold bases, and we'll see how that translates into, you know, his half bio, half liberator army. It's not even really bio medevac, it's like